Salute discipuli. So today's video is the last lesson in chapter 4 of Latin for the New Millennium. And this is on first and second declension adjectives. Okay, so we haven't really talked too much about adjectives lately, and that's all going to change today. Okay, so our next part of speech is the adjective. Adjectives, their function is to describe nouns. Okay, now how do adjectives function in English? Well, the adjective is often either right next to the noun that it's describing, or sometimes if you use the verb to be, it can be after the verb. So look at these examples that I've given you. The good friend. How is the friend being described or modified? That's another word we sometimes use. Is being modified or described as good, right? The girl is famous. Famous, of course, is describing girl. It's the adjective describing the noun. The bad poison, right? Not that I can actually think of a good poison, but regardless. So that's how adjectives work in English. In Latin, what you have to do is you have to have the adjective match the noun in gender, number, and case. So the ending on the adjective has to be the same gender, number, and case as the ending on the noun. And I want you guys to take a very specific note of that, okay? It doesn't have to be the same declension. The ending has to be the same gender, number, and case, okay? So the good friend, a bonus amīcus. Okay, so amīcus is nominative singular masculine, so the ending on bonus is nominative singular masculine. The puella est praeclara. The girl is famous, so praeclara is describing girl, so it's the same. The ending on it is the same gender, number, and case as the ending on puella. Malum venenum. Okay, now. You already know the endings for the first, second declension adjectives because they're going to follow the same pattern of endings as the first and second declension nouns. So, masculine adjectives decline the way a second declension masculine noun declines. Feminine adjectives decline like a first declension noun. And neuter adjectives decline like second declension neuter nouns. Okay? The next thing you have to know about adjectives is how are you going to be learning them? So remember, when you guys study for your vocab quizzes, I always make you memorize the dictionary entry for things, the full dictionary entry. For verbs, that's the 4 principal parts. For nouns, it's the nominative singular, genitive singular, and gender. For adjectives, there are 3 forms in the dictionary entry. They are the nominative singular masculine, feminine, and neuter, okay? So when you learn these first set of adjectives, you're going to learn, for example, bonus, bona, bonum, which is the nominative singular for this adjective in the masculine, feminine, and neuter, okay? Bonus, bona, bonum means, good. Malus, mala, malum, right? So the nominative singular masculine, feminine, and neuter. And malus, mala, malum means bad. I know that you're not going to understand quite yet why I'm going to be so emphatic about this, but as we learn more adjectives, I promise you this becomes more and more important. But the adjective base always comes from removing the ending from the feminine nominative form. Okay, so the feminine form in the dictionary entry, you remove the feminine ending from that and you get the adjective base onto which you're going to put all your other endings. Okay, so the adjective base for bonus, bona, bonum is bone. For malus, mala, mala is mal. And again, I understand that you're probably not going to understand why it's so important that it be the feminine yet, but it will become more and more important. So just have that as your concept. Okay, so I'm reviewing with you here the first, second declension adjective ending. So I want you guys to copy out this chart in your notes. Okay. You, of course, know all of these endings. You have learned them before because, of course, the masculine adjective is the second declension masculine. The feminine adjective is the first declension, and the neuter adjective is the second declension neuter. Now, I go through a full declension for 2 masculine nouns, 1 feminine noun and 1 neuter noun, okay, with the corresponding adjective. And I know that this is going to take a little bit of time, but I want you to fully write out all of these charts, okay, because it's good practice for you. And I want you to be able to go to your notes to refer to them. And if you don't write it down, you can't go to your notes, right? So for friend, we have amīcus magnus, the great friend. So magnus, magna, magnum. Our feminine form is magna. We're going to take the a off. That gives us the noun base, the adjective base of magn, and you're going to add those endings to it, okay? So amīcus magnus, amīcī magni, amīco magno, and all of these endings are familiar to you. Because both our noun and our adjective end in us, our vocative is going to end in an e, okay? The great girl. Now here we have a feminine noun, so we're going to have the feminine adjective describe it. Puella magna, puellae magni, so on and so forth, right? The great girl of the great girl, so on and so forth. And so make sure you're copying down all of these charts. Now this next chart is where I want you guys to take particular note. We have the noun nauta, nautae. It is first declension, but it is masculine. Remember that adjectives have to agree with the noun that they're describing in gender, number, and case, not necessarily declension. Because nauta, nautae is a masculine noun, when it's described by the word magnus, the adjective magnus, which means great, it's going to have the masculine endings on it. So if you want to say a great sailor, you have to say a nauta magnus, nautae magni, nautae magno. These endings don't match each other because they're different declension endings, but they do agree in gender, number, and case. Nauta is nominative, singular, masculine. So you have to have the nominative, singular, masculine ending on the adjective. Same with nautas, the great sailors, right? Nautas magnos. That os ending is accusative plural masculine, so you have to have the accusative plural masculine ending on it, okay? And then the last chart is describing a neuter noun, bellum, bellī, war, with magnus, magna, magnum, the adjective, great. So bellum, magnum, bellī, magni, bello, magno, so on and so forth. Now, take very good notes on this lecture. Make sure that you copy out each and every one of those charts, and I will see you in class. Have a good day.